Så vi har en kort 10 minutters presentasjon av Ahmed Umar, som er her i dag. Og så skal vi ta lunsj. Ahmed er utdannet ved KIO. Han tok sin master så sent som i fjor, i 2016. Arbeidene hans er med en gruppeutstilling på Galleriformat, som åpnet senere i vår. Og i 2016 deltok han også i utstillingen Mina meg, som åpnet på Historisk museum i Oslo før den reiste videre til Small Projects i Tromsø. Han deltok også på utstillingen Pottery's Back ved Kunstnerforbundet samme år. Praksisen hans er tverrfaglig og inkluderer blant annet keramikk, smykke, performance og fotografi, for å nevne noe. Gjennom arbeidene sine så setter han spørsmålstegn ved konstruksjon av identitet, blant annet sin egen identitet, så det er personlige arbeider. Og gjennom å undersøke den komplekse problematikken tilknyttet homoseksualitet i islam, så undersøker han særlig forholdet mellom autoritet og moral. Så da sier jeg bare vær så god.
Thank you very much, Asti. I think you have said a lot of what I'm going to say. So you left me without much. So as you mentioned, my identity or my background have been a big inspiration in what I'm doing right now. I moved to Norway in 2008, and my longing for freedom brought me here, and also my longing for freedom brought me to KIO, which is the first place that I have actually stood from the first day and told my classmates that I'm gay, and they just loved it. So yeah, entering KIO was a real life-changing point in my life. At first, it's the place where I have, I would say, first knew that my limits are actually much less than what I thought, and I can actually speak about things that I have been for a long time hiding or keeping them secret because of the cultural censor and the also the religious censor. So I'm gonna take you a little bit in a very fast viewing of what I'm doing. You will find me in some of the pictures just to know how big are the sizes, but you see me here too. One of the first things I entered at KIO the first time in the graphic department, and I can proudly say that I've learned from the best. Jan Pettersson, where is he? And he helped me in realizing this piece that is 2 meters in width and 1 meter in height. Etching that handles the burden of losing my father and not being able to express my feelings about it. I made this piece that pictures him in his hospital's bed. I was here during all his time of his death, and also the way that they have told me that is very cultural. That I didn't know that he was sick, and then after that, I just knew that he's dead, and I was not allowed to cry. So mourning him was the thing that I longed to, and I have realized it in this piece that is the width of the etching plate was his height, and just in one night I just took all the anger and all frustration and sadness in the piece that you see. I question a lot the cultural things that we do in our society, and one of the main issues is masculinity. as I didn't fit or I didn't fit at all in what society wanted from me. And one of the things that I kind of thought to criticize a little bit the say of mothers, you're not man enough. You have to come inside my womb to be man and to be reborn again as a man. So in this piece, I pictured myself in a fetus position, and I titled it, "I want to go back in your womb and be a man again." Also, I was, I would say, one of the most promiscuous students at school, as I have been in all the departments. And also, the freedom that I have got in expressing myself led in some point to me having this security or the confidence to come out as gay to everyone, and that consequence that a lot of my family have. They need time, so they say that I'm not part of the family anymore. And one of the things that we say as children back in Sudan, for someone who is not doing good to you, or for someone who is not nice to you or something, you say if he's not that good to you, you can make or like a clay figure or a clay lump would be better than him. So I made everyone that sent me an angry message on Facebook, and even my father, my siblings, and everyone, I made them in a performance at Kyiv, and just decided to be as childish as I could be, wearing also like a very childish clothes and so. And yeah, it was 60 minutes of torture, but I survived. After that, I wanted to explore to challenge my ability in expressing myself. So I was lucky to have a possibility to be in a course that is called Larger Than Life with Irena, where I realized one of my dreams is to make a monumental, expressive work. So I made the very cultural figure in the Sudanese, or in my tribe's culture, the ox, as it is one of the things that we take a lot of pride on. And yeah, so I made it in the biggest kiln in Kyiv that I filled 2 centimeters from each side. So it was 2 meters and 48 centimeters. So these are the horns, where they were exactly my height. And I chose. I didn't know very much about the ceramics and glazes and so. So after a talk with Heiko, he told me that there is a glaze that is called ox blood, but it's very difficult to have. And I said, okay, that's it. So ox blood, and I'm making an ox, and it's blood, and it's death, and it's a lot of interesting things in it. So it took a year of trying and testing and being just so depressed about it, and coming and just whining to Irena that I couldn't figure it out. But in the end, the help came from the Netherlands, and I got finally realized it. Which you see here. That's me again. And so, 2 minutes. Coming out also was one of the things that, as I said, is very critical for me, and one of the things that I think that have all what changes our nature as parents, as brothers and sisters, is the old texts like Quran and Bible, or all these things. So for my graduation project, I chose to deal with exactly that, and I copied my body all in paper and rolled it in the Quran verse that is used to condemn and even kill homosexuals. And made it, after that, it got into pieces in the kiln, because I was so hopeful to have it one piece, but it got in, and in the end I showed it in the historical museum as a grave, and also in my graduation exhibition. I also explored a little bit in jewelry, and I took main inspiration in the talisman that my family have produced all the time, but due to the movement of Wahhabism, it started to be forbidden. They are usually this size, but I like it bigger. One of the last things as well that I made in my graduation project is, after hearing that I'm considered dead and non-valuable to my family, I decided to take a charge on my own death and make it into a beautiful thing and into a valuable happening. So I made sarcophagus with my own measurements and with a copy of it, of my body in the top of it. And I was aiming for a royal blue, but it got a little bit darker, which is also nice. Here you see. And yeah, you see this picture here. I took it in Hallingdal. It's very nice to see that there is some references today about Hallingdal, which is, we had a trip last year to Hallingdal to study the bunader, or the national Norwegian clothes, and it's really also very inspiring for me how people through cultures and regions have kind of expressed themselves through clothes. And I'm very, very interested in expression via visual clothes, and so it will lead to a film that will be produced this year about how I made my identity through clothing. And this is just a teaser for the exhibition that we will have in Format. So I will hope that I will see all of you there. You have to come. The last thing as well, that one of the things that I have been not doing actually in QA, I went on an exchange in Paris, and the school was not as expected to be, but it was so inspiring in the way it was a fashion design course. And today I'm wearing things that I'm totally, it's all my design. So thank you very much.